There's my Jasmy family. What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? Good evening. Let's get a little bit of an update on the charts. All right. First, let's get into the chat. Let's see who's here. Jetpack, the future is now. Good evening. As always, guys, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe to the channel on the way in. It is the Christmas season, guys, so Santa would greatly appreciate it if you would give the free gift that costs you nothing of just hitting that subscribe button. Help a channel grow. It's an awesome Christmas gift. WF Capital in the house. What's up, brother? Just forfeit. Hope Wes is here tonight with XCN News and Onyx Court info. Let's go. Wes is going to be here a little bit more sporadically moving forward because I talked about it yesterday. Wes is actually, because his life is so busy and because the demand on what they needed him to start doing as an ambassador increased like tenfold or something like that, he had to resign as an ambassador. So he still is very much in the know about what's going on with the project and stuff. He will be popping in from time to time. But he will not be with us tonight. I believe he's on the road with his family or something right now. Christmas season, you guys know. Yes, he resigned. Yes, he did. Danny, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. What else do we have? GN, what's up, man? Jasmy, 35 cents in 3 months. Let's freaking go. H. Barbarina, it's all good. Put your portfolio away. Matt, what's up, buddy? Danny says it's all good. Let's enjoy Christmas and New Year's Eve. We'll be pumping shortly after the start of the new year. Yes, 100%, man. I love the positivity. WF Capital, what do you mean he resigned? Did not hear that. Hope that's a joke. Yeah, I talked about it in a XCN video yesterday, and I talked about it in the live stream yesterday as well. Pulse Playa. I'm calling it now. Junction and Binance relisting same day, man. That would be pretty cool, man. That would be pretty crazy. Rod, what's up, buddy? Aaron's in the house. Good to see you, Aaron. Good to see you, my friend. Yo, Lily, what's up, dear? Good to see you. Jay Bond, what's happening, my friend? Demonics in the house. What's up, man? Jenny, hey, Rob, could you check DGen for me? What do you think? Thank you. Jenny, there's actually a tab at the top. Guys, if you have altcoin requests, there is a tab at the top of the chat that says goals. If you put your altcoin requests in there, I will get to all of your altcoin requests. Rod, what's shaking, buddy? Good to see you, man. At work right now. Got you in my corner with headphones in. Thank you for the news, brother. Hey, no problem, man. And it's awesome when you get paid to listen to the alpha, right? Patlander, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Everybody's here. Gang's all here. Sammy, let's go. Jasmy going to do big things. Looking at XCN as well now. Been holding Jasmy since 2021. You are one dedicated mofo, my friend. That is awesome to hear. And I agree. XCN is going to melt faces. Holmes, I was wondering where you were at, brother. I was wondering where you were at. How did the Panthers end up doing against Tampa? I was watching the second period when I was at the gym this evening, but I didn't catch the end of the game. It was tied 1-1. So let me know what happened, man. I have a vested interest in the Atlantic Division, as you're well aware. So I need to know these things. I haven't checked the score, so let me know, brother. All right, guys, let's get into the charts a little bit here. So Jasmy, here's the thing, guys. Okay, we're in a falling wedge pattern. Now, I've showed this a few times now. I showed it in a video I just made about 2 hours ago. And so we need 3 touches here on the top of the trend line, okay, of this falling wedge pattern. We haven't had our third touch yet. I believe that it's coming. But if you look, so we have a falling wedge pattern right here, okay? Zoom out, what do we have? Look at this massive falling wedge pattern we had that lasted 5 months, right? Look at the break we had to the upside. Now, granted, this is a much, much higher or much, much longer falling wedge pattern, but it broke out of that pattern 262%. Okay. So here we are again, zooming in. We have a smaller falling wedge pattern. So far, it has lasted us from December 5th until December 23rd. Sorry, 22nd. This will be the 23rd tomorrow. So almost 20 days we've been in this falling wedge pattern. Okay. So a break to the upside is coming. But again, if we zoom out, what did we have? First touch, second touch, third touch, right? We've had 3 touches on the top of the trend line. We need our third touch on the top of this trend line for this falling wedge pattern to confirm it, for me to confirm it as a bullish indicator. So we should have a nice run to the upside back between 3 cents, 6 and 4 cents to touch the top of this trend line, probably within the next day or two. But that doesn't mean we'll break out. Likely we'll come up here, we'll retest it, we'll come back down before breaking to the upside, right? But we will break to the upside in this, in my opinion. I mean, the chances are very, very strong. And then if I zoom in even more, guys, check it out. We have the bullish, the golden cross that's about to happen here tonight on the daily time frame as well, with the 100-day passing over top of the 200-day. So the JASMY chart on the daily time frame looks very, very bullish, guys. RSI is creeping into oversold, 43.76. So for me, a break to the upside, I'm going to say in the next 2 weeks, just to really stretch it out, is imminent unless we see this here, right? Over on Bitcoin. Now, here's the problem. I told you guys this morning in the live stream, if Bitcoin did not close above 96.9, we were likely going to come down and test 92,000. Well, we did not close at 96.9. We closed at 95.1. So we are likely going to come down here and test this $92,000 level. And if it doesn't hold, then we're likely coming down between 85 and 87K. And we're going to try to build some strength back up before breaking back to the upside. So I told you guys this morning, make sure you have some dry powder. This is going to be a phenomenal opportunity to dollar cost average. Now, here's the crappy thing about this, okay? If this does break down to 92, that's okay. JASMY should be all right. But if we break down to between 85 and 88K, 85 and 87K, if we do have that breakdown that far on Bitcoin, well, that's likely going to invalidate the falling wedge pattern here for JASMY, right? If we stay above 92 or above, I mean, JASMY could wick down, but, close our candles back inside of here. That would be fine. But I have to think that if Bitcoin does crash between 85 and 87K, then JASMY's going to fall just way too far to keep the validation of this falling wedge pattern, right? So it's really going to depend on what Bitcoin does over the next couple of days, how far Bitcoin goes, but hopefully just to 92. 92 would be fine, right? And I'm not seeing any signs that suggest at this point that we would violently move below there. So if we touch here, we should be fine. Anyway, we already wicked down there once already, as you see over here 3 days ago. So yeah, let's test 92, which is perfectly fine, and let's build some momentum. Let's build some strength, and then we can go, right? RSI is cooling off down here. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So we have to pay attention to what Bitcoin's doing to know what JASMY's next move is going to be. Mr. Johnny, what's up, man? Good to see you. Jenny, thank you, my brother. I don't know why I'm having problems joining the Patreon. God bless. Yeah, that's strange. Why are you having problems? I know that there are some people that say that it says that it's like $2,300 a month or something like that for Patreon, but we discussed this in the chat or in a live stream, and somebody said I can't see it from your end because I'm the creator, so I can't go in and see what it says, right? But if you scroll down to the bottom of that screen, it shows you it's only like $15 a month. It's not $2,300. So check out the Patreon again for sure. Link is in the pinned comments. It's in the chat. Holmes 4-2 Florida. Nice. Congratulations on the win, brother. Congratulations on the win. Panthers and Leafs just keep ping-ponging for first place in the Atlantic, eh? Yo, what's poppin', Robinator? Way of the Taco in the house. What's up, man? Thank you for always supporting the channel, Way of the Taco. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Les, thank you for your opinions and updates. Hey, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here, guys, over on the charts. I'm sorry I couldn't bring you better news, but I guess if you're looking for opportunity to dollar cost average, I brought you some pretty good news, right? Hey, come on. Okay, so let's go have a look over at the crypto bubbles. What's going on the bubbles? Algo and XCN, only things in the green right now. Everything else is insisting on providing a DCA opportunity across the board. So yeah, I personally am going to take advantage of it. I'm waiting till we hit 92K on Bitcoin, guys. That's going to be my trigger point to start to dollar cost average. I do believe that we're going to hit 92K, but we'll see what happens. We've already hit pretty close. I mean, we hit like 93.7, so we've come pretty close already. All right, let's get into some of the news. Kathy Wood reiterates her bullish Bitcoin prediction, stating it will surpass 1 million by 2030. God, I hope so.
To go here. Do you still sort of see Bitcoin really hitting some of those lofty milestones that you've talked about before? I mean, 100,000 is still a long way from 1 million. I do kind of wonder how much further you think this could actually go.
Well, what's interesting about Bitcoin today, now that we're going to get more regulatory green lights, we're seeing institutional investors focus on this new asset class. And as they're learning about it, they're saying, wait a minute, this new asset class, or this component of a new asset class, Bitcoin, is going to reach 21 million units out there, 21 million Bitcoin out there at its peak, and no more from there on. Where are we now? We're already above 19.5 million units. And so if institutional investors are looking at this new asset class more seriously, and Bitcoin is really the first of its kind in a new asset class and will be, we believe, the biggest opportunity of them all, they must consider an allocation. And so supply demand, they're doing the arithmetic, and we see 1 million to 1.5 million by 2030. That the probability of that has increased because of institutional.
Okay, so that's 6 years from now. And I understand the supply demand dynamics, but Kathy, I'm sure you're also very aware of some of the main criticisms that there really is no, I guess, fundamentals, if you will, at least in the traditional sense of how we try to value stocks or hard assets here. So beyond the speculative nature of I buy this and someone will buy it for more than me down the road, is there anything else there that gooses this beyond just that supply demand equation?
Well, I think it's a very big idea, and it's not just speculative. It's a global monetary system that is rules-based, it is private, it is digital, it is decentralized, and it is backed by the largest computer in the world, or the largest computing system. It's the most secure network in the world. So that's very important. Gold would be in the same category. Gold is a store of value. And it is fairly scarce. What's interesting, in the last year, with the last halving this April, the increase in Bitcoin, the number of Bitcoin per year, the percentage increase, dropped to roughly 0.9% per year. That is below the 1% long-term growth in the supply of gold. So it is becoming even more scarce than gold. And the difference between gold and Bitcoin is when the gold price goes up, as it has, production goes up, the rate of increase in the supply goes up. That cannot happen with Bitcoin. It is mathematically metered to go up now 0.9% per year for the next 4 years, and then the supply growth will be cut in half again. So we think you can use gold as a guide in terms of what this asset class is right now, at least. It's very definitely a store of value, a digital store of value, and it's a very big idea from our point of view. You can also go to our big ideas, arkinvest.com, Big Ideas 2023, and see how we get to that $1.5 million by 2030 in our bull case.
Rebecca, let me bring you back.
$1 million Bitcoin, guys. That is what I'm holding on for. I believe it's going to happen. I know you believe it's going to happen. So yeah, that's what we hold for. That's why we strive to make sure everyone over on the Patreon is a whole coiner. Is Google's quantum tech Willow a threat to Bitcoin's security? Google just dropped Willow, a quantum chip that redefines what fast and accurate even mean. This isn't your typical tech innovation. Willow can perform calculations in under 5 minutes, which would take the fastest supercomputer 10 septillion years to crack. That's a lot of zeros. Let that sink in. But while tech enthusiasts are celebrating, Bitcoin holders might want to sweat. Willow could one day dismantle the cryptographic fortress that keeps Bitcoin secure. Bitcoin runs on cryptographic algorithms, unbreakable puzzles that protect the blockchain. Traditional computers can't touch them. Quantum computers like Willow, that's another story. With insane speed and improving error correction, quantum machines could turn Bitcoin's secure foundation into a playground for hackers. The real question isn't if, it's when. Regular computers use bits, ones, and zeros to process information. Quantum computers use qubits, which don't play by the same rules. Qubits exist in multiple states at once, allowing them to explore countless solutions simultaneously. Imagine a maze. Your laptop tries one path at a time. The quantum computer, it takes every single path at once and walks out before your laptop finishes tying its shoes. This is where Willow shines. It doesn't just operate fast, it also reportedly quite precise. Until now, quantum systems were wild, unstable, and prone to errors. Tim Hollebeek, a tech strategist at DigiCert, explains part of the issue with qubits is that they are unstable and produce errors. Willow has significant error correction capabilities, which mitigates some of these issues. But here's where it gets scary for Bitcoin. Willow's combination of speed and accuracy means quantum chips could eventually break the cryptographic algorithms that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies rely on. Google's people aren't exactly relying on my stupid because I said the word Google, my Google phone started activating. Their people aren't exactly running victory laps over Bitcoin's grave. A company spokesperson was clear. The Willow chip is incapable of breaking modern cryptography. That might sound reassuring, but here's the thing. All of Silicon Valley knows quantum computers are coming. The timeline, 5 to 15 years, depending on advancements. That's not comforting if you're banking on Bitcoin staying untouchable. Park Furabik, CEO of Radiant Commons, thinks even if Willow could hypothetically speed up the process of breaking crypto, it would still take longer than the age of the universe for it to actually do so. For reference, the universe is 13.7 billion years old. He sums it up. There's almost no reason to deploy Willow on this technology in a way that could make traceable progress, tractable progress, whatever. It would simply still take too long. Here's what Bitcoin believers can hang on to, though. RSA, one of the encryption systems tied to Bitcoin security, is still safe for now. Analysts estimate breaking the RSA would require around 4 million physical qubits. That's millions, not hundreds like Willow currently has. But the crypto industry isn't just sitting back, hoping quantum chips stay in development hell. They're already working on defenses. The National Institute of Standards and Technology has rolled one quantum-safe algorithms designed to withstand attacks from quantum computers. These algorithms don't rely on the same cryptographic puzzles that quantum machines excel at cracking. Instead, they're based on math problems that even the most advanced quantum chips struggle with. Google itself has been part of this effort, testing draft versions of these quantum safe solutions. So basically, these chips are not going to crack Bitcoin. And listen, even if they could, there's far more important things and problems for these chips to be working on than cracking Bitcoin's code. What do they get out of that? Nothing, right? So it doesn't make any sense. Funky, what's up, man? 1 million Bitcoin. JASMY to $10. Let's go. Almost 92K live now. 93.8. Nice call, Rob. Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do. Way of the Taco. Ever heard of the meme coin Kendu? Great community, but the shilling is a bit over the top. You know what? I kind of heard, I think I read something about it today, now that you mentioned that. Let me have a look at it. Kendu. Kendu. I did hear about this earlier today. I read something about it. Just give me a second here. Kendu. $30 million market cap. Tokenomics are surprisingly good. I mean, you know, in terms of circulating supply versus max supply. Anyway. All-time high 6 months ago, 302, and right now it's 403. Doesn't really have many centralized exchange listings, though, right? You have to get it on Uniswap, Bitmart, MEXC. Bridging to Solana. Yeah, it's on Ethereum right now. Let's go have a look at the chart. Look at that wick. Look how high it wicked. Boom. It got up to 2016 on a wick. It's been fairly flat since existence. Really have to zoom in to get any kind of clue on any kind of volatility. I mean, this one, honestly, if you wanted to put like $100 into it or a couple $100 into it, it wouldn't be terrible, considering it hasn't really done anything in the big picture yet. So it could still run, especially if it jumps over to Solana or something. Might not be a bad idea, but again, not financial advice, guys. And listen, it's a meme coin, so be careful, right? Be careful with that. Apparently it's bridging to Solana. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Looks okay, but like I said, be careful, guys. Be careful with meme coins. Faux show. All right, what else do we got? Got a little wonky there. My internet got a little wonky. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so Dr. Jeff Ross says every single CEO, founder, CFO of any public company should follow Michael Saylor's strategy.
because they have this Bitcoin core, this treasury of Bitcoin assets, they can spin off things like convertible debt and other forms of debt. And so now the debt markets can get into Bitcoin for the first time. And I know you probably know this too, but the Bitcoin convertible debt and these bonds, they've massively outperformed regular bonds. So anybody who, sorry.
No,
Oh,
I mean, I'm just getting excited.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So imagine, right? You're some kid working for some stodgy old bond company, then you can only invest in bonds, and you're like, awesome, we're gonna make 4% this year, super low volatility, because you gotta have low volatility. It's all people talk about. Like, awesome. But they get Bitcoin, right? And so they go talk to their 70-year-old boss, like, hey, I think we should get Bitcoin because our results suck and we're actually losing purchasing power to inflation every year. And they're like, well, we can't do that. And so what did Saylor do? He's like, hey, I got a deal for you. I will give you access to Bitcoin. I'll give you exposure to Bitcoin, but with a much lower volatility. So if Bitcoin has like a 60 vol, we're going to take the vol down for you, to say 10% or 15% or somewhere in that range. And we're going to limit all your downside. So what Saylor is basically saying is, I'll absorb all of the volatility or almost all of the volatility on your behalf and give you this much of the upside gain, even though that the stock is probably going to go up to here. You'll go here, but with no downside risk. And to a bondholder, that's like a miracle. That's like the greatest product that you can imagine. Because are you kidding me? I could get like a 60% return over a year or two with no downside risk. Yes, I'll take that all day. And so that's why when Saylor, he puts these products out, they're not only subscribed instantly, they're oversubscribed by multitudes and multitudes. So he may put out like, I'm going to offer 800 million, and like literally like that, he gets offers for like 1.2 billion, and they get oversubscribed. And I just literally think he's going to be doing this over and over and over and over and over again, because the desire in the bond market and on Wall Street to have these types of products where you can kind of dial up or dial down your volatility on the back of Bitcoin is insatiable. And I think that that's what makes MicroStrategy such an amazing product. And I get it, right? It's a centralized honeypot. There are downsides. There are huge risks to it. I still tell everybody the best thing to do is just own Bitcoin and cold storage, get it off exchanges, get it out of the traditional financial system. But people should be cheering him on at the same time. I think every single CEO, founder, CFO of any public company should be doing exactly what he's doing. I truly do. And I think if you don't do that, you're going to get left behind again. If you don't have a Bitcoin strategy, even if it's just as simple as you buy a little bit, you DCA into Bitcoin with some of your extra cash, if you're not doing that, you're going to get left behind and you're going to be obsolete within 10 to 20 years.
Yep, that's why I said over on the Patreon, we're trying to make sure everyone becomes a whole coiner. That's the plan, man. Apparently bridging to Solana soon. Well, Medusa is a better play. Yes, I agree. Medusa is a better play. Volks, what's up, buddy? Facts. Saylor so over leveraged in BTC. If Tether crashed tomorrow, Saylor would go bankrupt in seconds. He's playing a very dangerous game, actually, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree, but he very wisely also lowered his liquidation level to I think Bitcoin would have to crash below $16,000. I think his liquidation point is at this point. So, and I just don't think Bitcoin's ever going to see $16,000 again. And as far as Tether is concerned, we're already starting to see the slow transition of Circle's USDC kind of taking over for Tether. A lot of people have been talking. I think I have a story to cover about that, actually. But a lot of people are worried about if Tether collapses, the market's going to go to hell. But here's the thing is that I think that's not even a threat to me, because I think that the slow transition of Tether's dominance over the stablecoin market is very slowly going to continue to wither away as they continue to be removed from certain countries. They just got kicked out of the EU, I think, Europe or something. Was it Europe? They have to be out of Canada by the end of this month. Only Circle is the only stablecoin, I think, that's meets the regulatory standards in Canada. So Tether's going to continue to lose dominance, you know, in terms of market cap by getting kicked out of these countries one at a time. People are going to slowly transition their stablecoin holdings over to Circle, and you're going to see that dominance continue to tumble on Tether until, you know, USDC is the leader, and other stable coins are coming in too, like Ripple's RLUSD. We know that Garlinghouse has met with Trump and stuff. I'm sure that RLUSD is going to start showing up on a lot of exchanges soon, and they'll start taking market share. You know that a lot of XRP holders and stuff, and there's a lot of them, are going to start using Ripple's stablecoin instead of the likes of Tether. So I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about that. That's all I have to say about that. Crypto Front says, I would say in 60 to 120 days, we will see the peak of JASMY's price. Exciting times ahead, especially things should start getting real hot in the last 2 weeks of December. Oh, we're there now, baby. Let's go. Prepare for your retirement, especially if you were buying in the bear market. There's no chance you will remain poor. This chart is generous. Guys, you're not poor, you're pre-rich, right? Remember that. All right, what else do we have? Oh, Charles Hoskinson. Let's listen to Charles. Always a fan of Charles. Charles talks about Cardano partnership with Polkadot and one of my favorite projects, Algorand.
I don't know, maybe sponsoring people to go to Token 2049 and other events so people can actually know Cardano exists. No, I guess what we need is infighting and a Charles versus somebody else type of dynamic. And then you infer that this means we can't partner with external people. Okay, so what are we doing with the Polkadot ecosystem? What are we doing with the Algorand ecosystem? What are we doing with Hedera Hashgraph and DREC? What are we doing with all of the amazing deals that are coming in 2025? What are we doing with all of the exchange relationships? What are we doing with Midnight and the 95 partnerships it's already working on? Really? Because we have a philosophical issue at IO with a form and structure of a core entity that we feel should be in a different format. And for 3 years we fought. And when that entity decided to participate in governance and have a permanent say in governance and no oversight from that say, apparently that translates to the ecosystem as a whole is compromised and we just can't get along and there's drama and all these other things.
I like that Charles is starting to work with all these other projects, XRP, Algorand, HBAR, Polkadot. It's bullish for the entire ecosystem, in my opinion, guys. A little bit of a KASPA update. This one's for you, Beebs. KASPA stablecoins will soon be able to run on KRC20. All the functionality stablecoin issuers want will be available on KRC20 without needing to wait on smart contracts. USDT, USDC, all will run on KASPA's rails, faster and cheaper than anything on the planet. Bullish KASPA news, guys. Love to hear that. What else do we have? Senator Ted Cruz, Texas in the house. We're going to unleash crypto. I'm proud to stand with Bitcoin.
I'll tell you what, we are also going to unleash crypto. I'm proud to stand with crypto. I'm proud to stand with Bitcoin, and I am the only member of the United States Senate who is, in fact, a Bitcoin miner.
Nice.
I've got 3 miners hashing in West Texas right now, and it is beautiful. And let me say to all of crypto and all of Bitcoin, come to Texas. Texas is the oasis for Bitcoin. And I'll tell you what.
I'd move to Texas, 100%. I would. 100%. I've never been to Texas. Never been to Texas. Another little short one here. Oh, we have another super chat here. What do we have? When or if you get time, could you take a quick look at Hold, brother? By the way, I've been holding JASMY since you spoke about it at 203. Nice, William. Nice, brother. And yes, I will look at your project right now for you, man. I will do that. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let's go have a look at it. Hold is the ticker. I got two of them, man. Which one are you talking about? Hold coin? This one here? Let me know if I'm on the right one. $20 million market cap. Tokenomics look good. Ooh. It's... Wow. GameFi. Play to earn. Okay. I dig it. I like the narrative. I like the tokenomics. I like the market cap. All-time high 6 days ago, 203. So it's down 40% from that. It's on KuCoin. Everybody hold. Is that what this is called? Hold coin. No, I'm in the wrong place then. Here we go. Everybody hold. Here we go. Is this the one you're talking about? It's too bad. I like that other one. It's up 12% on the day. Let me actually go to CoinMarketCap because it's not giving me tokenomics. Everybody hold. All right. Let me go to currency. Let me switch it back to US so you guys don't get confused. All right. What do we have? Not only a $9 million market cap. Wow. 100% of the supplies in circulation. I dig it. I dig it. All-time high 305, 303, down 33%. Can only get it on Uniswap right now. Now let's go back over to CoinGecko. So I can look at the live chart. It's been climbing pretty good today. Okay. Seems to be continuing to put in these higher lows and higher highs. Got a little bit of a double top happening here, though, to be honest with you. Might come down further. We might see a bit of a downside on here, guys, to be honest with you. I would expect a little bit of a downside move here. What you could be doing, honestly, you know what this kind of looks at, you know what it kind of looks like it's doing? I think we're going to see a pullback down here. It kind of looks like we're putting in a head and shoulders pattern, to be honest with you. It doesn't have to play out that way, but it kind of looks like that's, you know, that definitely could happen. It's not guaranteed. If you're looking for an entry point, I would, looking at this chart, I would probably, I don't know, I'd probably wait personally. Right? We're probably going to come down at least to test this trend line here around 3021, something like that. A couple touches on here. Yeah. I would wait. If it was me, if you were going to buy, if you were thinking about buying, I'd probably wait a little bit because this looks like it probably will pull to the downside. That's kind of what I see, man. Jake, do I panic sell or nah? Everything's going to zero, guys. Everything's going to zero. Get out of your positions. Pull the chute. Let's go. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Don't panic sell. Distribution is amazing. Nice. Yeah, it looks good, but I honestly think you're going to see a bit of a pullback on it. So you might wait for a good entry point. David, what do you think about Turbo? I do like Turbo. I like Turbo. I hold Turbo. I'm bullish on Turbo. Lily, I sold $3 worth of JASMY. I needed some coffee. That's fair. That's fair. Thanks for the honest analysis, bro. Hey, I got you covered. Thank you for supporting the channel, my friend. That means everything to me. That means everything to me, man. All right, what else do we have? Billionaire and Pantera Capital CEO says Bitcoin is going to $745,000. I see altcoin requests in the chat, guys. You got to go to the tab on top that says goals. That's where you put your altcoin requests, and I will get to your altcoin requests. I promise.
You bet your life it's not going to zero. I used to tell people it could definitely go to zero to try and be, conservative. I don't think it's possible now. 50 million people in the U.S. own it, 300 million people globally. BlackRock and Fidelity are selling it. Like it really has reached escape velocity.
But you're 745,000. I mean, I heard 13 million from Michael Saylor the other day.
I think it can go. It's going up 3 orders of magnitude since we launched our fund. I think it could go up a fourth, and that puts it at 15 trillion market cap, which it still seems relatively small versus 500 trillion of financial assets. That's doable.
What worries me, this worries me because I've been around for multiple cycles, guys, okay? And I'm telling you right now, you start seeing these crazy price predictions. Guys, it's not going to happen, right? In the last bull run, when Bitcoin was like, I don't even know, when it was like 20 grand, 25 grand, something like that, everyone was saying, it's going to 100 grand. Some people were saying it's going to $1 million. People like BitBoy were calling for like a $250,000 Bitcoin in 2021. And then he was telling you not to sell because in 2026 was going to be bigger than 2022, because 2022 is going to be bigger than 2021. You can't listen to these people, guys. Everyone got wrecked because they listened to people like that, right? People calling for $500,000 Bitcoin, even like $250,000 Bitcoin. Is it possible? Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen though, guys, right? Everyone was convinced that $100,000 Bitcoin was absolutely guaranteed in the last bull run. We reached 69,000, didn't even come close. Okay? But a lot of people got wrecked because they held too long. Same thing's happening now. You're seeing a lot of crazy price targets, $750,000 Bitcoin, $1 million Bitcoin, right? Plan B is calling for a $500,000 to an $800,000 Bitcoin or something like that. It's not going to happen, guys. We're probably going to hit somewhere between $128,000 and $200,000 on the high end. That's it for Bitcoin, right? In my opinion. I could be wrong, but you know what? When the general market starts throwing out crazy price numbers like that, they're always wrong, right? Always. Don't get stuck holding too long, guys. Do not get stuck holding too long. These bigger, personalities will start to convince you that the market's going higher than it's going to, and you're going to get burned. Have a plan. Stick to your plan. Do not deviate because someone like this or someone like BitBoy tells you otherwise. They will get you wrecked. They don't care about you, okay? Be conservative. Be realistic. Get paid. Pigs get fed. Hogs get slaughtered. Remember that. At the end of the day, guys, listen, we talk about this on the Patreon every night, okay? Here's the thing. This market, essentially, the game that we're all playing is, can our community get out before someone else's community, everyone else's community? That's what we're playing here. We're playing musical chairs, right? You got to be careful. You got to listen for the music, right? If you don't have a plan, get over to the Patreon and we will help you design one, okay? I say this because I care, guys. What do you think about BitGert, Bryce? I've never heard of it, my friend. But I will do a dive on it if you participate in the goals. That's where you put your altcoin requests. Tab at the top says goals, and that's where you put your altcoin requests, and I will take care of it for you. All right, what else do we have? Let's get out of this. AP, what do you think of XDC? Pull up the chart. Think think a retracement is coming for a better position. Yep, my friend, like I keep saying, guys, if you have an altcoin request, there's a tab at the top of the chat that says goals. Put your altcoin requests in there, and I will pull up all your altcoin requests for you, every single one of them. Strategic Bitcoin reserves for U.S. debt payoff is a viable approach, CryptoQuant CEO. The U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's claims to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve have been contributing a lot to the crypto token's upward price trajectory. Recently, CryptoQuant CEO Young Zhu has categorized Donald Trump's latest statement to pay off the U.S. debt with Bitcoin reserves as a viable approach. The CryptoQuant CEO took to social media to discuss the market position of Bitcoin and its role in a respective debt payoff. He mentioned that based on Bitcoin's considerable capital inflow, it can be a big contributor to recompense the U.S. debt. He added that over the last 15 years, up to $790 billion in Bitcoin realized inflows placed its market capitalization at $2 trillion. In addition to this, during this year, the capital inflows of up to $352 billion have included $1 trillion into the market cap. This reportedly highlighted the top crypto tokens' potential to offset the debt of the United States. In this respect, the CryptoQuant CEO was referring to Donald Trump's latest statement about Bitcoin. The president-elect expressed the potential that under the administration, they could leverage the high potential of Bitcoin to offset the $35 trillion in U.S. debt. He claimed that the endeavor can be achieved in the case of the consensus of Bitcoin's position. However, the only risk hindering this plan would be the dumping of Bitcoin by the old whales as an attack on the U.S. nonetheless. If the government keeps amassing BTC under the year 2050 and the price thereof keeps increasing, they would potentially not dump it. Hence, the dominant status of Bitcoin may deliver a noteworthy economic support to the country. From his point of view, 70% of the overall U.S. debt is held domestically, thus offsetting the 36% by purchasing 1 million Bitcoin by the year 2050 donates a viable approach in this respect. So he says basically they can pay off about 36% of U.S. debt by purchasing Bitcoin now. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. And I think it could work. I think Junction on Christmas thoughts, that would be nice. That would be nice. I am ready for Jasmy's God Candle. Yes, me too, man. What do I think about ETH? I think ETH is very slowly going to continue to get chipped away at in terms of market cap. Their fees are too high. You're getting all these other layer ones that continue to come into the space and getting better and better. You're starting to look at a lot of collaborations between a lot of layer ones. XRP, Cardano, Hedera, Algorand, Solana. These layer ones are going to continue to chip away at the market cap of Ethereum over the next couple of cycles. And at some point, Ethereum is going to end up falling behind. Their fees are just too high. Institutions are not going to use it, right? They're buying an ETF of it right now because there's no other option. But once you start getting all these other layer ones like Solana or AVAX that have ETFs, spot ETFs, you're going to start to see a lot of these institutions switch over to those types of projects instead, because they're, at the end of the day, just better technology, right? Volks, Santa Hara, bless this Christmas, my boy. San Antonio, Texas here. Nice. All right, what else do we have? Cointelegraph. Bitcoin is a money that cannot be inflated. There's only going to be 21 million. That's it.
President-elect Trump did run a pro-crypto campaign, and his promises have helped boost digital assets as Inauguration Day approaches. Joining us now, the man who wrote the Bitcoin Standard, economist Saifedean Amos, author of the aforementioned book, also the Fiat Standard, the Gold Standard, and the Principle of Economics. I owe you a lot, Saif. I got to say that, and it was a kind of a revelation that I had, I guess, going on almost 5 or 6 years, and I know you remember almost right at the very beginning talking about in ancient times maybe shells could be used, maybe we didn't know how to use money. We had no idea, and eventually I figured out a distributed ledger. If everybody on that island just kept track of what they did and everybody had access to it, you could basically create a form of money. And that's I think a distributed ledger, when you think of it in the context of Bitcoin, it's that simple. Blockchain.
Yes, thanks for having me, Joe. Yeah, I think Bitcoin is continuously proving its value to more and more people. More people are beginning to realize it. And as more people realize just how revolutionary and important this is as a monetary technology, more people buy it and the price keeps going up. It's been going on for quite a while, and I think it's going to continue because ultimately Bitcoin is a money that cannot be inflated. Nobody can make more of it. There's only going to be 21 million. That's it. And it's just such a simple fact. But it is so unique because no other form of money can credibly claim such a property. And that means that eventually everything continues to decline next to Bitcoin because you keep making more and more of everything.
And it gets a little bit far into the weeds, but I was looking at some of your comments here. I'm just fascinated by it. And we want to get back to the real world and what it means for people with regulatory issues and where we are in the genesis of Bitcoin. But you point out that fiat money and the monetization of debt, which every time the government does something, it's basically almost like mining gold, except in this case, we just increase the supply of the existing money to pay for what we're doing. And that's never going to work. And even when you're off the gold standard, gold has a stock to flow. We can only make so much per year, or produce so much per year. Same with Bitcoin until we hit 21 million, and then there's no more produced. And at that point, that will be the stake in the ground to value all other currency, right?
Yeah, and I think that's really ultimately what it comes down to. The thing that made gold money, why gold became money, was that it
wasn't jewelry, Safe. It wasn't. Everybody thinks, and that's the misunderstanding of what money is. It's not because you can make a nice ring out of it. There's characteristics of why gold for 4,000 years has been used to represent value, but it has nothing to do with what it's used for.
No, it stores value well because it's very difficult to increase the supply of gold. It's very difficult to increase the supply of gold substantially. Every year, the supply of gold goes up at only around 1.5% to 2%. And so that means that people who hold it as money end up doing very well for themselves, and people who hold other things don't do well. And that is true for gold, and that's what made gold money for the whole world practically at the beginning of the 20th century. Then governments come about, and they use their debt as money. And since then, the average over the last 60 years or so, between 1960 and 2020, for 60 years, the average fiat currency grew in supply at around 14% per year. Or overall, fiat currencies grew in supply at around 14% per year. So we went from 1.5% to 14%, about 10-fold increase in the supply growth rate. And 14% per year means that on average, you lose half of the value that's stored in money over 5 years. So you lose half of the value of your money over 5 years. That's the average fiat experience. Of course, some currencies are better than the average, like the US dollar and euro. They only increase at around 7-8% per year. Some currencies are a lot worse. They increase at 20, 50, maybe 100 sometimes % per year. But on average, it's just continuously increasing in supply, so its value declines. And because its value declines, that incentivizes everybody to A, not save, and B, take on a lot of debt. And that's why everybody is in debt. And that's what Bitcoin fixes. If we go back to having a hard money, where money is no longer debt, we no longer need to be monetizing debt. We no longer need to get everybody to become a debt slave in order for us to have a form of money. We have a form of money that is just a commodity that doesn't require anybody to get into debt for it.
stock to flow, you talked about it, and we're going to have you back because this could be obviously could be a semester long course. But so stock to flow on gold is what did you say? How much is produced a year? 1 to 2% increase, right? What is
1.5 to
Bitcoin?
2%.
1.5 to 2. Bitcoin, the stock to flow, but it halves, so that changes. But where it is right now, what valuation would you put on Bitcoin?
It's a 0.8% annual supply growth rate. So every year now for this 4-year period, we're going to be having a 0.8% growth. So that's half of the supply growth rate of gold. And then the 4 years after that, it's going to drop to 0.4%. And then 4 years after that, it's going to also drop by a half. So it's effectively heading to zero practically very soon. And the supply is not really increasing anymore. So from now on, anybody who wants to get Bitcoin, they need to work for it. There's no way for anybody to mine it. Or there's no significant quantities of mining it, and that's a good thing. The good thing about money that isn't easy to make is that people have to work and to do productive things in order to make it. So everybody gets busy doing productive things. Whereas with easy money, where government can just print money, then you don't have to work. You don't have to provide society with value. You just got to provide government with an excuse to run the money printer and give you money. And then who needs to work? And so that's why I think we see a lot of economic problems in the world, because governments can just print money and hand it out to people who are not productive.
What regulations, what type of regime would make sense for you? And is that going to happen in this new administration for Bitcoin?
It's difficult to tell. I mean, they seem to be very positive about Bitcoin. It's difficult to say how much of their agendas they're going to be getting through. But I think in general, I would say if I were in a policy position, the best thing that policy could do about Bitcoin is just to take a hands-off approach. Bitcoin is just software. It doesn't require the legal framework that is required for government money, because government money is inextricably linked to government institutions, and it's inextricably linked to the central bank and to government policy, and therefore it requires an entire regulatory framework. Bitcoin is not like that. Bitcoin is software, and so it regulates itself because it's voluntary software that anybody can choose to run on their computer, and they can choose to edit it in any way they want, and they can choose to propose legislation, to propose changes to the software for anybody who wants to use it. So I don't think it requires the same kind of regulatory approach that fiat money requires, and I think it's pretty much regulating itself through the power of software and algorithms.
See you guys over in the chat. Say, what's up with the market reversal? Market is making a play. Damn, should I buy some more XCN? Just a small buy. Here's the thing, guys. I know that, we're seeing a green candle right now, and it's like, ooh, some positivity. But here's the thing. To invalidate this downward channel that we're in, or this downward pattern that we're in, to invalidate it, we would have to come back up above 98,600 level. We'd have to break above that resistance level. We'd have to get back inside of this channel, and we would have to close above, at least above $100,000 for Bitcoin. We'd have to start closing candles, daily candles, above $100,000. So while it looks like we have a bit of a green candle right now and a little bit of a pump, I don't want to be a wet blanket, but if we want to invalidate this downward structure we have, then yeah, we have to start closing above 100. We have to get back up over $100,000, and we have to close above $100,000, right? So that's what I would be paying attention to. Maybe it happens. I don't think so, but maybe it happens. That would be fantastic. Tomorrow's Monday, right? So we'll see what happens for Monday. But anyway, that's kind of how I see it playing out right now, guys. But I, for one, will be watching the market all night tonight. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope we break back up over $100,000 and close candles above there. That's entirely possible. But we'll see, right? We'll see. Anyway, guys, I will be live. I'm doing a live video call where we will continue to track the charts over on the Patreon. I will be live. We're doing a group video call over there in about 20 minutes. So get over there and join us. We're going to track the chart. We're going to track the price action, see what's going to happen here tonight with not only Bitcoin, but the altcoins. If you have questions, if you want to chat with me or the community, we have over 200 people over on the Patreon now, guys. Okay. There's hundreds of people over there. We all jump in on these group video calls. We have some great conversations. So get over there. You can schedule one-on-one coaching sessions with me as well. Let's get you an exit strategy. Let's get you into our group video calls. Let's join the conversation. Let's get you ready for this bull run, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. And I'll see you guys live over on the Patreon in about 20 minutes.